Okay, we have the theory 2 of this circle theory, and it says that the angle that's an arc of a circle. This is an arc. An arc is a part of a circumference. So the arc is from here to here, is a part of a circumference, which an arc will subtend at this center is twice. So any angle here is equals to 2 times this angle here. And there is something very important in this theory too. It is divided into 3 sections. It can come like this, the equation can come like this or this. But this one is where many people are always confused. So once you locate the angle at the center, is equals to 2 times angle at the circumference. And look at this. This is the arc AB. So an angle was formed at the center and also formed at the circumference. You can see I have angle AOB is equals to 2 times angle APB. So the angle is formed at the center O, and the angle is formed at the circumference P. Then the second scenario is that you can see this is like it's being twisted the other way around. So once it's like this, the angle is no longer the angle here, but the angle, the reflex, is the one outside. That is why we have reflex AOB is equals to 2 times angle that is here. So it's not this times this, it's the reflex, the one outside. Reflex means the one outside in this kind of scenario is equals to 2 times angle at the circumference. Then the third scenario is that we have angle at the center here, which you know is equals to 2 times angle at the circumference. And make sure you can discover that all of them are coming from the same part, from the same position or points. Then we have questions on theory 2. So we have find the lettered angles in figures below. O is the center of the circle. You can see this A and B is talking about this one. This C and D is talking about this type. This E and F is talking about the last one. So let us illustrate it now. So going by this question, we have A. So let's start with A there. So first of all, locate the angle at the center. The angle at the center is Q. So we have Q is equals to 2 times angle at the circumference, 41 degrees. Angle at the center. So always state the reason. It's very important. So angle at the center is twice. This is angle at the circumference. So, but for this our class, I'm going to shorten it to angle at the center. So we have Q is equals to 2 times 41 is 82 degrees, and that is the answer. Then we'll go to this B part, still similar to this, even though it was turned somehow. Where is angle at the center? The angle at the center is 106. So we have 106 is equal to 2 times angle at the circumference is R. So 2 times R, angle at the center. So you have to learn how to always state your reason. So we have 106 is equals to 2 times R is 2R. You divide both sides by 2. So 106 divided by 2 will give you 53. Therefore, R is 53 degrees. As easy as that. And that is the first part of this one I showed before under the theory 2. So we'll go to the second part of that theory 2 when we have reflex. So we go to C part. The reflex, remember I told you that this is not the one you relate it with. You start with the reflex. So the reflex here is X. So the reflex X is equal to 2 times angle at the circumference is 126. Angle at the center. So the X is equals to 2 times this should give you 252 degrees. 252 degrees, and that is the answer. Then we'll go to this D. You can see we have reflex T and we have the one inside U. But you have to start with this T. Don't start with this U because of that second scenario. So the reflex T, talking about this D, the reflex T is equal to 2 times angle at the circumference, which is 135. So t is equal to 2 times 135 will give you 270 degrees. 270 degrees. And if you check this, we have what is called relationship between this and this is angle at a point. So we have t plus u is equal to 360 degrees. This is angle at the center. So this is angle at a point. The sum of angle at a point is equal to 360 degrees. So we have gotten t as 270. So we have 270 plus u is equal to 360 degrees. Making u the subject, we have 360 minus 270 will give us 90 degrees. And that is the answer for this u. So let's go to the last part of that question. So the last part of that question is the case 3 of that theory 2. So looking at this, you can see that this one is like that third one I drew before. So we have E here. Where is angle at the center? Angle at the center here is V. So we have V is equal to, then we can't use this one for now because we cannot be looking for 2 unknown. So there is something here. We have an angle at the circumference. You can see it started from here, stopped here. So also started from here, stopped here. So this is angle at the center, this is angle at the circumference. So we have 2 times 32 degrees. Angle at the center. Remember the theory is angle at the center is twice. That is 2 times angle at any point in the circumference. But I want to shorten it so that we will not be repeating ourselves. Okay, so we have V is equal to 2 times 32 is 64 degrees. Then going by this angle at the center also is also equal to angle at the circumference. So angle at the center, which is V, is also 2 times angle at the circumference, which is W. But we have gotten our V at 64. 64 is equal to 2 times W is 2W. Divide both sides by 2. So our W, 64 divided by 2 is 32. There is one of the theory we are still going to meet that you can use to get this kind of one. It's called angle in the same segment. But because of the theory we are treating, I have to keep that one pending until we get to that part. So we'll go to F. You can see that if you look at this critically, it looks confusing, but let's look at it. We have case 2 of that second part of that theory. To look at it, if you cover this, so we have a reflex x here. So the reflex x is equal to 2 times this angle at the circumference, 119, angle at the center. That is talking about a reflex now, reflex. So we have x is equal to 119, 2 times 119 will give us, I think it should give us 238 degrees. 238 degrees. Then we have y here. So this is angle at a point. So we have y is equal to 360 minus, we have gotten our x as 238, angle at a point. So our y is equal to 360 minus 238 should give us, I think it's 122 degrees. 122 degrees. Then to get this z, if you flip it up, look at, follow what I'm doing. It is here, so here is that case 1 of that theory 2. So at this point, when you're comparing this with this y is now the angle at the center. Why this z is angle at the circumference. So y is equal to 2 times z, angle at the center. And we have gotten y as 122, so we have 122 is equal to 2z. Divide both sides by 2. So if we divide both sides by 2, our z is equal to 122 divided by 2 will give us 61 degrees. So any of the question in circle in theory 2, that is angle at the center is equal to twice angle at any point on the circumference, will either come from part 1, part 2, or part 3. Thank you.